Hello, and welcome to the Formless Flow Driven CEO podcast. There we were bopping along because there's this 5-second countdown. So, like I said, welcome to the Formless Flow Driven CEO podcast, where we are reshaping life, leadership, and business from the inside out. And today, I'm welcoming all the way from Helsinki in Finland, Hanne Nuutinen. Welcome to the show, Hanne.
Well, thank you so much, Bea. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm so excited about this time together to talk about what women can do.
Oh, I love that. Yes, we are listeners. We are talking about what women can do, and we can do anything that we put our minds, our hearts, and our souls to, I will say. So mind, body, heart, and soul, when we put it all together, it is amazing what we can do. And you have quite the story. You have quite a story to share with us in terms of what you've built. So let's get on into it. You are the co-founder and CEO of Joie Homebase, Joie. There you go. You pronounce it for me because I haven't got the Aussie accent going on.
You're good, dear. You're good. It's Joie Homebase. So we combine the French joy and English home base over there. So it's a bit of a challenge. But yeah,
it's
all
so
good.
And we'll come to at the end of the show where to go and check this out. Amazing website. As soon as I went on Discovery, I was like, oh my goodness, this is incredible. I'm going to let you share about that in a second. Let's just recognize all the amazing things you have done. And you are an international business leader and entrepreneur operating at the intersection of women-centered living, community, and long-term value creation, I should say. You have over 25 years of experience across Europe, Africa, and the United States. What a diverse, kind of Europe, Africa, and the United States. And I'm sure you've got lots of different stories there. You've built and led multiple ventures working across business growth, partnerships, and leadership in both the corporate and entrepreneurial environments. And your work is defined by an ability to connect people, opportunities, and purpose across cultures, where you can translate that vision into tangible outcomes. And so as co-founder, I should say, and CEO of Joie Homebase, Hanne, you're focused on building a new model of living. And I get excited about this because when we have this ability to reshape, you are pioneers. You and your co-founder, you're pioneers in this new model of living. And it's one that integrates longevity, community, and women's wealth with sustainable business growth. It's an approach that moves beyond traditional real estate or hospitality, instead exploring how environments can support deeper well-being, connection, and this long-term societal impact. And so then alongside your ventures, you remain actively involved in global ecosystems, supporting women in leadership, entrepreneurship, and investment, which is contributing to a broader shift towards more inclusive and purpose-driven business models. I'm going to hand it over to you because when we caught up the other week, I was just fascinated by how this all came about. So tell us a little bit about how you came to Joie Homebase.
I have to say that it's like everything in life, it's a journey, and one thing leads to another. And then along the way, you, as a woman, as a human, as a leader, as whatever role and hat you wear at the time, you learn different things in life. You come across with different people and you experience life in so many different ways. And I've been always such an explorer of life and have the curiosity to learn so many different things. And I just get fascinated about people and different cultures. And that has led my life always forward ever since I was a little girl. And then along the way, over 10 years ago, I met my current co-founder, Anna-Mari Lammassaari, in a business event, if we both recall that correct. And then we just thought that, okay, there's something in common that we both have. We both are originally from Finland, being leaders, being sort of a pioneers of what women can do. We never let the glass ceiling or anything be an obstacle for us. It was just perhaps a slower path. But we always, both of us, have pursued our own dreams and towards the bigger things. And we've always felt that international life and business is for us, not just in one country or one continent, but we both have built our lives around the world. So the whole world is our oyster, so to say.
Yeah, I love it.
Then a few years back, at the end of 23, when Anna-Mari had moved to southern France and I was still living mainly here in Helsinki, we connected again and she reached out to me while I was somewhere in London Heathrow Airport going from one place to another. And we had agreed that there's a time slot that we can have a call. And then she called me and we were discussing more about what's going on, how's life here and there. And then she explained her vision and idea about Joie Homebase, what she had that in her mind at the moment. And she was saying to me, Hanne, how does this sound to you? And where are you in your life at the moment? And I said that this sounds really strange, but I have had the similar kind of dream from a little different angle to build
Yeah.
for my life and for myself and for my daughter. So when she asked that, would you like to build this and develop this whole idea with me? And I said, let me think, yes. It came all in the same 2 seconds. And I was like, let's dive in. This must be a divine call because we both had so similar ideas and dreams. And that's how we started at the end of 23. And we both had this idea that home bases, which are homes, but you can live there part-time with among other women around different walks of life. And then you can come together and be there, enjoy the life in many, many different ways. Not so that you need to be alone or you have to be alone, but you have that possibility, the privacy. But then you also have the company when you want that. And you can explore the areas. You can live like a local. And if you go to a different area or region or country, we all know who live that life, that how difficult it can be, and especially doing that all alone and navigating through the culture, the different systems and bureaucracy and everything. And when you have somebody there in your home base, even though that you don't know that person so well yet, it's a support system and it's an enjoyment and it feels it's an encouragement that you can do things and you don't have to be alone and you can enjoy life, you can share the challenges and you can just build it up from there with others. And
I love it.
That's how we started.
It's quite an interesting age range, right? It's middle age to, like you said, there's like women up to 80 in the home base. Yeah.
Yes, our community has grown organically through these years, and that's our way of doing it. And there are ladies around the mid-age, around the 50s, and then the active ones that we have in our community, which by the way comes from all the continents. There are ladies over 80, do different things in life, who just refuse not to slow down. And those are the ladies that come to our community. No matter of the age or the background or what you've done before, as long as you have that passion, that little spark there that I want to build life that looks like me now, today, in these years, in these decades, whatever you are. And then you can do that.
I want to build life like me today, like I can do now. I love that. I love that mentality because I think the older we get as women, especially, the more we just go, no, this is how I'm doing it. And it's really interesting because you are really pioneering a new way of living as we get older. And the stats, I'm sure you've got stats around, women that hit, middle age and, there's a loneliness epidemic. And I'm not just talking about just women in general. Yeah, though, specifically with Joie Homebase, I love that you've got this connected community and it is a base. It is a base for women to come together and, they get to choose. They get to choose their time when they want the solitude because we are independent. We do like our own space. And then you get to come and connect. What do you, honey, when you were first, talking to your business partner about this and deciding back in 2023, there was this real opportunity. What were you seeing then that made you think this will really take off for women? Was loneliness as, I guess, was it as big then as it is now? Like what were some of the I guess, inflection points, if you like, that you were observing around women where you thought, we need to do something about this. We need to make, the impact and do something to bring, to offer, women a place to come and feel their most alive selves. Like it's not the end of, kind of hitting middle age is not the end of your life.
Yeah, it's not It's not the end of the world, or whether you are 60 or 70 or 80 or whatever age, it's not the end of the world. And like I said before, no matter what you've done before or earlier in your life, what we noticed when we were discussing with women all corners of the world, one thing we found in common, or a few of things, and one of them was not so much about the loneliness, but which is there, of course, in today's society, especially in the Western world.
Yeah.
But it was more of that longing for supporting meaningful, purposeful community where
Yeah.
you feel the belonging. That was one of the biggest things. And especially from other women, they were looking for that one. Then another thing was that they still want to be active in life. They do not want to slow down. And they were thinking that, what the heck, is this really the options that we are having today, the retirement or just coming into our working lives? And working lives, by the way, don't end when you are 60 or 70 or 80. It goes as long as you do. And people
Yeah.
have started new careers at the age of 65 and 75
Yeah.
and 80. So it doesn't define us, the age or what we've done in the past. And based on the research that we did and those interviews, over 1,000 women during the first year, was that they want to have this active life, but they were also longing for besides the community and the active life, they were longing to be living, feel that they live and not
Mm,
to slow down. And
mm,
many of these women have had some sort of international lifestyle before, through the work or family or whatever different way, or just the idea that this is something what I want to do later in my life. And
yeah.
now, for whatever reason, they might have become empty nesters or widowed or just living solo or just departing from their current partner, that I want to build my life now when the
Mm,
children are gone, or now we have more time in our hands and more wealth in our hands, that now I can do things for myself. I don't need to hold back anymore because of
yeah.
others. And now
Yeah.
the women are taking that, that responsibility and accountability of their own life. And
Yeah.
then we understood that, oh my gosh, okay, so we are not the only ones. We are not the crazy ones who are wanting to have this kind of life. And we represent two different decades with my
Mm,
business partner. So we both knew that between these decades and beyond, women have the same needs and same
yeah.
desires.
So are you and your business partner different age? Like, look, you just said two different decades. Like, are you
Yeah,
different age?
yeah, I'm in my 50s and my business partner in between 60s and 70s. So we represent two different decades.
Oh,
And
that's very
that
cool.
has been amazing advantage for us to
Mm,
share and also show to others, being the pioneer or the role model, whatever those people are calling us. And they feel that, okay, if you women are doing this, then I can do this too. And we've
yeah.
been showing it by being and doing and living that way of living ourselves. But then also those who have come into our community, they've said that, okay, you give us hope, you
Mm,
give us purpose, and you give us a way that we've been looking for, but we never understood that it actually might exist. And now you are just there. It was just the other day that I received an email from somewhere in South America, and the lady wrote me, "Oh my God, this is what I've been looking for. This is what you are creating, and I never thought that this could even exist. And you are doing it. So I want to be part of your community and give back to the society the ways that I have possibility to do
which is
that."
incredible. Tell me a little bit,
It
Hanny,
is
about
amazing.
it's so
Yeah.
amazing. Tell us a little bit about like going is like the Joie Homebase, right? So how many home bases do you have? What's different about your connected, what is connected living? What does it entail? You and I spoke the other week. We had a fair bit in common when it came to flow, and you've set up a
Mm.
flowing environment, where you can live and be your best self, for
Yeah.
example. And so you've got a lot of that happening. You're doing it quite differently. Is it something that if, for example, I'm 48, 49 this year, I had to remember that. And I decided that I wanted to, go and, live in Leisure Homebase? Is it full time? Can you come and go? How does it work? Like, and what does it look and feel like when you're in this connected living space? Because it's so different to hospitality. It's so different to hotels, like you say.
Mm.
It feels like it's got its own, you're a piece of the home base. Like you have your, it's like when you say home base, I think of quite literally walking inside my home right now and going, I'm at
Mm.
home. Like it's a base for me.
Exactly. That's the feeling that came out from the research that we did. And also what we were both, me and my co-founder, Anna-Mari, were longing for, that we've always, had the hotel death, so to say, and, the solitude and not knowing people so much around there and just navigating things alone. So we wanted to create a home base that feels like home, and it's not just so sterile like
Yeah.
places could be. Or even if you would go to um, Airbnb or hotel or somewhere, something like that, a cottage or whatever you desire, that's okay. But then you are always there, or most often you are there alone, and you still have to navigate and figure out everything, how to get there, what to do, and how to live in that society. And when you come to a home base, we have there a person, what we call a sorella, which is the Italian word for sister. And that is kind of a host over there to guide you through how do we do the connected living. And we
Mm,
call it a flow.
mm. Mm, yeah. Values. Yeah. Mm, mm. Mm. Yeah. So so you can go part-time or full-time is what you're basically saying. If you wanted just like if you wanted looking for something part-time, you can do that, and then you'll also, have a permanent, it can be become permanent home base where you are sharing with other women, in this connected living. Is that long term? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm, yeah. Mm. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. I love You talked about longevity living, right? You're more in the you're playing in the longevity space. Do you think connected living is allowing us to live longer as well? You know, like coming right back to the stats are all there. Yeah, I don't know what the stats are at the moment right now in terms of burnout and exhaustion. And you and I were just talking pre-show actually around can't keep up anymore, not even trying to. You talked around just focusing on one thing at a time, and I was saying exactly the same thing. We're seeing more and more of this pace, 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 pace. We're in this revolution. Technology is like it's an avalanche. Do you see the connected living? Are we going to see more of it? Is one question. I know what your answer is going to be, and you know, and you guys are you women are the pioneers in this space. And is it by having being in a connected living community or a home base, I should say, do you see this then enabling us to, I guess, have more longevity, like you say, coming right back to, you know, being your most alive self, coming out of the rat race and being able to come into this where, you know, flow is so important. It's less efforting, it's more effortless. Is that do you see that as is something that will continue to see grow as such? Yeah. Yeah. Mm. 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 Yeah. Mm. 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 Yeah, I agree. Going 100 now, being performative, yes, all of that, yeah, 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 I agree. And the listeners, listen to us, please. Yeah, mhm, yeah, it's building. It's about the experience, isn't it? It's a connection and the experience. Yeah, 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 it's also free, it's freedom, right? You know, like, for so long, we've climbed these ladders, we've climbed these careers, we've thought we had to have this, and this, and if we have all this, like, it goes back to we've chased this external I guess life and thought that validates us, and I think as you get older, you realize it's not external validation, it's the internal validation, and when you can find joy from the inside out, and when you can find your purpose and your passion and feel even connected yourself, like interconnected, there's the connected living, there's also the interconnection of yourself going from that disconnection to it's yeah, yeah. Mm. Well, it's so true that yeah, 100%. Yeah, 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 so true. Great. Honey oh, I love it, I love it. Tell us just for the purpose of the listeners, just can you just explain quite simply what the silver economy is? I know you were talking about it before, but in case anyone missed it, what is the silver economy, just so everyone's clear, the listeners? Yeah, okay. Yeah. No. Yes. Yeah, that connection shared yeah. Yes. And more fulfillment. Yeah. Yeah. It's really interesting. Oh, I agree. Mhm. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, we do. We need the male and the female energy. Yeah, I agree. Mhm. Yeah, well, there's probably new businesses forming even from that, right? Like, there's ideas probably flying everywhere, flowing everywhere, because you've got all this lived experience. The one thing I want to call out is, we get, especially as women, we get to middle age, and you hit perimenopause, you hit menopause. Life's kind of a bit shit sometimes. Yeah, we were talking about this the other week. It's a bit, because we have our moments, and it hasn't been very forgiving in terms of saying, welcome to the best part of your life. And this is where it gets better and better. And what you're building and what you're growing is it's proving that it does get better. And for all the listeners out there, here you are talking to two middle-aged women. Like, I even hate the term middle-aged because it's just so like, and it does get better because you can make it. We know it, but why is it out? Like, exactly, we have to choose. Yeah. It's incredible, isn't it? It's so inspiring. Yeah, it's unbelievable. I've got a couple of final questions. Yeah, I agree. Keep doing it, honey. I've got a couple of questions for you. You're building something that is so. You're a trailblazer. You and your business partner are a trailblazer. You're proving a model, and you're proving that co-founders, the different age, 2 decades coming together, different types of experience. You're showing what's possible, and that whole what women can do. What are the challenges that you face though? Because this is so new, right? I'm sure you've had situations or moments, and I'm not being a Debbie Downer when I say this. I just think it's, you can't always be up. You can't always be joyful. Like, and you're an entrepreneur, you're a businesswoman, like you probably no doubt you've had some resistance around this. And I mean, I can see a book in the background there saying daring to compete. And I'm like, there she is. She's just like this get up and keep going, like that anti-fragile, that grit. What are some of the challenges that you face? And then so that's question one. And then the second bit is what keeps you going? Like what then, goes, no, I'm not going to listen to that. We're just going to keep doing this. Agree. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Thoughts in. And you hadn't thought about it, and then there's all of a sudden something pops up, and that's always the way, right? Like, it's just this constant. Yeah, amazing. Predict. Mm, yes. Mm, yeah. Charles, thanks, Charles. Shout out to Charles. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's so true. No, it's so true. It's so true. You still see the light. You find the light, right? You know, when you walk through. I agree. Yeah, And we talked last final question for you, honey, because I'll let you get to your day and get to what you need to get to. In terms of, you're pioneering. You and Anna Marie, you're pioneering. Of course, you're having to create things as you go. And you know what? When I heard you just talking about all of that, you've got different parts, if you like, and you're connecting them all together. It just comes back to this connectivity piece, right? Like you're building an ecosystem. And so it's like a puzzle at times. And I think that nothing is linear, everything is non-linear. And so if it doesn't work the first time, you just keep trying until it fits. And, and anything's, nothing's impossible. Everything is possible. Final question. You talked about curiosity, open-minded, passion, purpose. And then there's this whole piece around, when it comes to longevity and slowing down and the ability just to slow things down. And I've noticed even myself lately, and I don't know whether it's to do with the full moon vibes or whatever, just the last few weeks, I've really just something in me has just said, slow it down again. And I'm like, what's going on here? And so what's your, if you could give one piece of advice to all the women out there, what would it be when it comes to just slowing down for, just for a hot minute in terms of just to feel more connected and yeah. Yeah. Mm, yeah. Me too. Me too. Comes out. Yeah, exactly. Mm, let it go. Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah, I love it, honey. Hey, no, it doesn't matter. Honey, what a beautiful conversation. And I definitely want to get you back on in, maybe we can do a pod from Homebase and you can share it with us. How do we find out more about you? How do we find out more about Leisure Homebase? Where do we go? Amazing. Thank you, honey. Yeah. Yeah. Listeners, get involved. This is incredible. I'll share it all in the show notes. Check it out. When I saw it, I was like, oh my goodness, I'm definitely going to be talking to you about this, down the track and, try it out myself. Thank you so much. I love it. And it's just going to flourish. So thank you so much, Hanny. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. Thank you. I really appreciate it.